Well, I've set up the final battle, pretty much. So, town doesn't kind of exist anymore. We're kind of having a battle. Now, what you do not see right now is Bob. So, one of the rules of the game is that if somebody's in the lost in time and space position, when the Ancient One awakens, they're devoured. So, Bob's dead and gone. So we only get 2 characters to actually do this battle. So odds aren't very good. In fact, having Bob's dynamite would have been great and his axe, but sorry, too bad. So the Ancient One is awoken. What I'll do is now prepare the epic battle deck. Normally I'm supposed to shuffle all the red cards and then all the green cards and put them on top. I use a house rule for this that makes the game more penalizing if you have fewer seals, and I've only got 1, so it's going to be real bad. So what I do is I put the instant game-ending card on the bottom of the deck. Then on top of that, I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, 6 red ones, and then 1 for every seal. So there's a 7th. I'll just put the remainder underneath because it doesn't matter. Because once I hit that game-ending card, the game ends. Then I will do the same thing with the green ones, except I'll put down 7 this time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1 more because I have 1 seal. What this means is that we get to the everybody dies card quicker if we have fewer seals. So that's our penalty for not getting enough seals down. How dare we prevent us from sealing multiple times? Oops. So each of these is an event card that dictates how a round of combat unfolds. This is a special event card that's specific to the Ancient One. The Ancient One will randomly attack us in his own unique way. So he may or may not do those attacks, but it doesn't matter, because we're probably going to die. So the first thing that we do is that at the start of battle, every investigator must roll a die for every item they have, discarding the item on the failure. So first, let's see what happens to Patrice's enchanted knife. Roll the failure, so it's gone. Then her shriveling spell. Roll the failure, so it's gone. She has to use her hands. Then for Charlie, we have the map of Arkham. Roll the failure, it's gone. That's not useful. Then the bullwhip, the only useful item we have left in this battle. Roll the failure, it's gone. All their stuff gets blown away by the icy winds, or covered in snow, or broken, shattered by the cold. They have to go with their hands against a demigod. Cool. So the first thing we get is a full upkeep. Everybody can move their sliders. So Patrice is going to move her fight up so that she can actually start to do damage. Charlie's already maxed out, so I'm just going to leave him where he is. So once all of our upkeep is done, I have to roll for my blessing. At least I still have the blessing. So no environment or rumor cards remain in play to confound things. So the terror level is going to be stuck at 8, so that won't give us any more trouble. But once we're all set, we draw the first event card. Laughing and half insane, I prepared to attack the thing, but with an impossible contortion, it tore the weapon out of my hands to be lost in the night. Lost hope. So I'm going to put them on their sides to indicate they can't attack. It says each investigator that wishes to attack this round must discard 1 weapon or 1 spell. Well, we lost all those to the wind, so neither of us can attack this turn. Dumbfounded, I stared down at my empty hands for a moment. Then I laughed again, my throat growing hoarse, and looked around for something else to fight with. The Ancient One attacks. So here's how the Ancient One attack goes. It's printed on the sheet here. Each investigator must pass a fight +1 check, or else they lose 2 stamina. So Patrice's fight is 3, so she throws 4 dice. That is a fail. So the only way to survive is to spend clues, but here's another house rule. This is actually an officially proposed rule that was floated around by Kevin Wilson himself. It never really got picked up, but I like it because it continues to penalize players for not sealing enough gates. What it says is that in a given round of combat, no investigator can spend more clues than there are seals on the board. So at most, she can spend 1 clue to keep herself alive this turn. She can't spend all 7 of what she has. Okay, so she actually survived. She rolled 1 success. Patrice is just hanging on. Charlie has to make a fight +1 check. His fight is 6, so that's 7 dice. So he rolled 4 successes. So he's still alive. I'm going to mark Ithaqua every attack after every round, because what it says is, in addition to making that check, the check gets a -1 modifier every round. So this is a reminder that next turn it won't be fight +1, it'll be fight +0. So as long as this battle rages on, his attacks get harder and harder to defend against. And all it takes is one hit for Patrice to go down. Charlie's going to take a couple of hits to go down, but it is not going to be a good fight. Okay, it's a new turn. It's a full upkeep. I'm going to raise Patrice's fight again. So now she actually has enough dice to do damage because Ithaqua's combat modifier is -3. So Patrice will get 1 die with her hands. Charlie will get 3 dice with his hands. But he's got a blessing. Well, let's see if he's got a blessing. He still has it. Great. Okay, new round. I'll move the first player token. Doesn't usually matter, but now that we're set and our sliders are ready to go, let's see what the next round entails. We could feel it rummaging horribly through our minds, and with a scream, one of our number, I could not see who, turned his gun on himself. Waves of madness. Each investigator that wishes to attack this round must lose 2 sanity. Charlie can't afford that. Patrice can afford that, and she's not going to do a whole bunch anyway, so she's going to opt to attack. So 1 die. I've rolled 1 success. I'll pull 1 token off this pile. Alright, so I've managed to punch Ithaqua 1 time. And Charlie's writhing around on the ground. Weeping and blinded by the blood in my eyes, I screamed, "Here it comes!" Ithaqua attacks. Everybody has to make a fight +0 check. So Charlie's fight is 6. And he is passed with 3 successes. Patrice's fight is 4. And she has failed, and she gets 1 die to defend herself, and she's rolled a 2. So she can't spend any more clues due to the house rule I'm using, which means she can't defend herself against his attack, so she suffers 2 stamina damage, and Patrice is dead. She is dead and gone. So that leaves only Charlie. Only Charlie, who failed the election, and indeed he was right in saying that Parkins has no idea what's coming. Parkins is probably already dead because he's a wuss, I'm sure. Whew. Alright, here's another token. So these tokens are going to start stacking in a row down here to remind me it's now going to be a -1 to the fight check next time, and then -2, 3, 4, and so on. So, new upkeep. Roll to see if I lose my blessing. Eventually it's going to wear off, and that's all I have going for me is a blessed, punching him again and again. Okay, let's do the card. A tree came hurtling through the air towards us with terrible force. I threw myself to the ground, but not everyone was so lucky. Flying debris. Each investigator that wishes to attack this round must lose 2 stamina. Since the only thing Ithaqua can do to attack us is stamina, that's suicidal. I'm going to opt a 3rd turn in a row not to attack. As I staggered to my feet, I could hear the soft sobs of one of my companions as he bled out his last few moments. Ithaqua attacks. Everybody has to make a fight -1 check. So that's 5 dice for Charlie. And he passes. Okay, so that's 3. 3 cards that have prevented us from attacking. Hopefully the next few we get won't do that. So it's a new upkeep. I gotta roll to see if I lose my blessing. And I don't. Alright, here comes the next one. Strange debris was everywhere. 2 worlds being torn apart is the new effect. For the rest of the battle, the rest of the game, each 6 that I roll adds an additional, each 6 I roll for a combat check adds an additional success. So if I roll 6s, I do more damage. However, each 1 I roll reduces my successes. So this isn't strictly a benefit. This would have been a benefit if I still had my bullwhip, because I could re-roll 1s. But it does increase the variance, so all I can do is just hope to get more 6s than 1s. But I have to draw a new one. I knew that in one horrible instant the gods of man would not be coming to our aid this day. The effect is Taint of Evil. Effectively, I ignore my blessing for this round, is what this card in principle does. So I do get to attack him though, so I've got a fight of 6, he's -3, so I throw 3 dice against him. And I've rolled 1 success and a 1, so they cancel each other out, and I get nothing. But... So, I've attacked 1 set of 4 rounds, and I've done no damage. Great. We were naked and alone in the universe against that terrible force, and I screamed in the rage and injustice of it. Ithaqua attacks. I have to make a fight -2 check. Well, my fight is 6, as always, so I get 4 dice, and I have passed. These checks are just going to get harder and harder. Eventually, they're going to be impossible, but by that point, I'll probably be so deep in the event deck that it won't matter whether or not I pass them. Just nasty other things are going to happen that will wipe me off the planet. Okay, new round. Roll for blessing. I still have the blessing, so here's hoping I can pump out a bunch of 6s and just ruin his day, but probably not. He's still at practically full health. With a crackle of energy, the creature shot forward to attack us before we were ready, but in truth, it could have taken a lifetime to attack, and we would never have been ready. So we must now make a fight -3 check. So my fight 6, that's 3 dice. He attacks us first. I pass. In that moment, I reached out and twisted with my mind, pulling the crackling energy from the air and channeling it through the spell I was casting. The event is Energy Surge. Any spells I cast have a sanity cost of 0 this round, but I have none left because, well, I didn't have any to begin with, and Ithaqua just broke all my things. But I still get to attack. So with my fight at 6 and his modifier at -3, I at least throw 3 dice. I've rolled 1, 5, 1, 6, that's 3 hits. That's exactly enough to pull off my first Doom token. Now, you might notice that to win, I probably have to extinguish all the Doom tokens on him. So this is the progress I've made in 5 turns. 1 out of 11. Cool. Okay, new round. My blessing is still hanging in there. In the distance, I could hear the bell tower of the South Church collapsing. I knew the end had arrived. The bell tolls. Any investigator with the current sanity or stamina more than 5 reduces it to 4, so I go automatically down to 4. However, the Ancient One has Doom Token stripped away until he's at 9, so at least there's that. And I draw a new one. It was beyond hopeless, but I would sooner die than despair. The first player makes a will -2 check. My will is 2. -2 is 0. Screw it. It says draw a new card. We're in the red now. We braced ourselves. There's no telling what the creature would do next. So for this attack, Ithaqua uses one of his random cards. So I'll just roll a die and take that card. So 1 or 2, I'll just take the one on top. It seemed to be everywhere, rending and biting each of us, leaving frostbitten wounds all over our bodies. So we first at least get to try to attack, push the thing back. 3 dice against Ithaqua. I have rolled 1 success. So for every 3 successes I do, I pull off a Doom token. These hearts here are just to kind of keep track of how many leftover successes I have. The bitter cold, combined with the physical punishment the creature was dealing out, proved to be too much for the weakest among us, who collapsed. Every investigator with 2 stamina or less is instantly killed this round. Yikes. Well, that's not me, so that's something. Alright, new round. What happens to my blessing? It remains. All of our plans fell apart. Amid the chaos, we couldn't coordinate our attacks. It's just me left, honestly. For the rest of the game, before I attack, the cumulative successes we've done gets reset back to 0. However, on the plus side, I only need now 2 successes to remove a Doom token instead of 3, so I'd say that that's a net benefit in my favor. But I have to draw a new card. Ithaqua does another one of his Sinister Plot cards, so what do we got? We'll take the one on the bottom of these remaining 2. Roaring in anger, the being charged towards us, preparing to swat us like flies. Well, we first get to attack him. I don't know what's going to happen. He's probably not going to kill me instantly, but now's a good time to consider starting to spend clues just to attack. This means I can't spend them in defense, but that's 3 successes. That's 1 token ripped off. I would do a third hit, but that's going to get reset because of the no one will save you ability that just came out. We were scattered like pins as it tore through the group, and I could only pray that no one was seriously hurt. Ithaqua attacks as normal, but any investigator who fails the fight check this turn loses 4 stamina instead of 2. Well, this was a stupid move on my behalf. I should have held on to that clue token. I only get 1 die. And I passed. Yikes, that would have killed me. Okay. For the rest of the game, I can only spend clue tokens to defend myself from his attacks. So I can't spend them on attacks anymore. And I lost my blessing, so that was like the one thing I had going for me. Fear quickly became blind panic. In our frenzy, there was no chance to catch our breath or think clearly. There is no rest. For the rest of the game, we can't refresh cards that have been exhausted. The Ancient One's combat modifier is increased by 1, so now he's -2 instead of -3, so that works in our benefit slightly. As I watched in horror, the creature's wounds began to close before my very eyes. A painful setback. The Ancient One gains a Doom token after attacking. Well, I have to make a fight check wherein I can only spend 1 clue token to defend myself. But I at least get 2 dice for doing so because of my fight skill. So I've defended myself. I'm not going to add tokens anymore because it doesn't matter. It's going to be... I won't be able to get any dice to defend myself. Inexplicably, where I should have felt only despair, I instead grew angry. Die. You have to die. I railed at the creature. Well, he's -2 now, and I still have 6, so that's 4 dice at least. So that's 2 successes, which is another Doom token off him. Now, it's not looking good. I'm not even halfway, and I'm sure that I've almost hit the instant kill card. Imminent, I'm sure. Above us, the stars whirled madly, and for a long moment, my ears heard no sound except my own pounding heartbeat. Ithaqua attacks. I'm going to spend a clue to defend myself. And I do. Staring into the awful emptiness of space, a terrible calm settled over me. Perhaps there was still one small chance. One final prayer. All investigators attack as though they were blessed this round. So, what I'd like nothing more than is to see nothing but 6s. 4 6s would be just divine. That would clear away more than half of what's left. But, wishful thinking, what are the chances of 4 6s? Well, I got 2 6s. So that's 2 Doom tokens straight off. And then 1 remainder that's going to get rolled over. That doesn't do anything. Okay. It's better than nothing. Whew. Okay. At last, the thing faltered for a moment, and we fell upon it with all the force we could muster, praying it would be enough. Last-ditch attack. The investigator's attack is normal. However, the Ancient One does not attack this round. Phew. What do we got? We have a 6. That's another 2 token off him. Finally, the strain was too great, and I collapsed to my knees, murmuring terrible words, my voice growing louder with every repetition. I'll try my best to pronounce this now. Ya, Thulu Thang. Glui Love Na. Thulu Rilya Waga Na Thang. I know I just look like an asshole now, but that's what it says. I've drawn the end of everything, no matter where I am, no matter how well I'm doing or how poorly I'm doing, no matter what is going on in the battle or in the game in general, we lose. We have dropped dead, submitted to the insanity, and Ithaqua has taken over Arkham. So rest in peace, you old bastards. So that was Arkham Horror. We've got some extremely interesting poor luck. And what little luck I got at the very end wasn't enough to bail us out. So, hopefully we'll be luckier next time. On average, the next scenario is supposed to be a little bit more difficult, but I think that the bad luck that we got this time far overrode any difficulty differences between scenarios 1 and 2. But, check us out for the next scenario where we will go up against a strange curse that has overcome the town. See you then.